I didn't want to do it this way.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 shocking moments in Dexter.
9 holes tomorrow?
You bet.
For this list, we'll be looking at the times where this dark thriller series left fans open-mouthed in surprise, based on the setup for the big moments and the impact they had on the story. And obviously, here is your spoiler alert. Which shocking Dexter reveal do you think should have made the cut? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Deborah discovers Dexter and Lumen's vigilante partnership. The 5th season's story involves Dexter helping Lumen catch Jordan Chase, the man responsible for nearly killing her.
So all this right here is a colossal waste of my time and yours.
Well, I've got nothing but time. So you can keep fooling everybody in your little seminars, but I'm on to you.
You're obsessed with me.
Dexter and Lumen begin a partnership and take down all of Chase's cohorts until they get Chase himself. Deborah, who deduced Chase's truth herself, and is aware of 2 vigilantes moving against him.
I know who you are. Number 13. And I know what they did to you. I've seen the tapes. I watched them over and over.
Catches Dexter and Lumen after their act of retribution, although with their identities obscured behind plastic. However, Deborah chooses not to capture them. Having been disillusioned by Chase's protection through legal technicalities, Deborah offers the vigilantes the chance to escape.
In an hour, this place will be swarming with police. If I were you, I'd be gone by then.
This moment is certainly adrenaline pumping as Dexter comes so close to getting caught.
For a while there, I wasn't sure. It's like what your sister said. It's a miracle.
Deborah's need to prove herself made us think she'll snag the culprits, but her own sense of justice ultimately prevails. Number 9. Trinity is a family man. The 4th season's arc revolves around capturing the infamous Trinity killer, although Dexter gets involved halfway through. Deborah is shot while investigating Trinity, and Dexter decides to find the killer to make him pay.
If Deb dies, I'll be lost.
Paramedics think the bullets are through and through.
She's gonna be okay.
It's looking good.
Who did this?
Despite tracking Trinity down, Dexter is unable to stop the latest killing spree.
If he's here, then where's Trinity?
He's still successful enough to follow Trinity back to his house, but is completely unprepared to see what's next.
No way I lose you again, Trinity. The Miami nobody sees.
He's scurrying back to whatever hole he crawled out of.
As it turns out, the man who's killed hundreds of people across decades has a family of his own. Dexter, who's faced marriage problems with Rita, is baffled how a killer like him can balance both lives. While Dexter's seen horrifying things, watching Trinity with his family scares him more than anything else.
Trinity's a husband, a father. He's like me.
Number 8. Doakes is captured by Dexter.
Surprise, mother.
Having never bought into Dexter's facade of being a normal man, Doakes relentlessly pursues Dexter to learn his secret.
There's something off about you, Morgan. I should have seen it before. The fake smile, the donuts. You don't even walk like a normal person, you glide.
He finally finds success when Dexter scrambles to cover his tracks as the Bay Harbor Butcher. Confronting Dexter, Doakes looks to bring him to justice.
What can I say? You were right about me. I never held it against you. I don't know.
My buddies thought I was crazy for becoming a cop. I had skills. I could have written my own ticket. And lately, I thought they might have been right, but this...
However, he doesn't account for Dexter's killer instinct, as the latter turns the table on Doakes to capture him instead. The shocking aspect here doesn't just come from the capture, but the potential consequences to follow. Since Doakes doesn't qualify for Dexter's kill code, watching him take down Doakes carries the possibility of Dexter breaking his oath. It also seemed as if this was supposed to be Doakes' winning moment after having been defied by Dexter so many times.
You finally decided to fight back.
I've been waiting.
Hope you don't expect me to comment on that, so you can record it on your hidden tape recorder. I wasn't born yesterday.
Number 7. Frank Lundy's death. A key character in the second season, Frank Lundy began a romance with Deborah that was cut short after the Bay Harbor butcher case was closed.
When do we leave?
Not we. Me. Deborah, I just got a call from D.C. A pattern of bodies was identified in Oregon. My flight leaves tonight at 7.
He returns in season 4 and begins the search for the Trinity killer.
In working with you, that noise has gotten
Loud.
deafening.
Things are on track for Deborah for once, as she gets back together with Lundy, which is when everything comes crashing down. Deborah and Lundy are shot at by an unknown assailant, leaving Lundy dead and ending this short reconciliation.
Don't go disappearing on me again.
Not a...
Lundy's death reinforced the idea that anyone can die in the show, as his return was initially set up as a big deal. The ambiguity behind the shooter spreads a sense of fear throughout the scene, making the Trinity killer seem even more dangerous.
Who did this?
We got here just before you did.
Quinn was first on scene. He says it's smelling like a vacation murder's MO.
Then that's
Lundy.
Number 6. Dexter discovers Miguel lied all along. Assistant DA Miguel Prado witnesses Dexter killing Freebo, the man involved in his brother's death.
the knife ended up in his neck.
I'm gonna tell you something. I wasn't sure that I could do this.
He wins Dexter's trust after giving him a shirt stained with Freebo's blood that could be used as evidence.
I gave you my shirt linking me to Freebo's death. I wish I had another one to prove to you how important this partnership is to me.
I take a little remorse.
Their partnership reaches its peak when they kill together, but Miguel begins straying too far by breaking the code.
Not a good idea.
That would be against your code, huh?
Sorry.
Needing leverage, Dexter investigates the shirt, only to learn it was cow's blood all along. An incensed Dexter realizes Miguel played him to learn how to be a killer.
It's bovine. Cow's blood. He's been using me the whole time. I didn't create a monster, I was used by one. He used me.
Having been charming and seemingly loyal, it turns out Miguel was so calculating he could even fool Dexter himself. This changes the entire context of the season, as Miguel is revealed to be far more dangerous than originally thought. Number 5, Doakes' death. Dexter's association with Lila proves to be a toxic influence, as she makes him alienate his family and friends.
Why would you try to have me killed?
You weren't going to get killed. That's why I did it at the bowling alley, so all your police officer friends would be there.
What were you thinking?
Are you insane? I was trying to bring us back together again.
Lila becomes obsessed with Dexter even after he dumps her, following his whereabouts to the cabin where Doakes is being held. Although clearly a villain, Lila wasn't presented as a killer until here, when she decides to cover Dexter's tracks.
You can't leave me in here like this. You'll be an accessory.
I'm not gonna leave you. Not like that.
Mercilessly leaving Doakes to die in a cabin explosion, we watch as Lila leaves Doakes to his pleas of mercy. Doakes was a main cast character and a parallel to Dexter, so it was unexpected to see him meet such a horrible demise. There's also the fact that Doakes was technically the hero here, and his death meant there was no justice to be found in this story.
Nobody mourns the wicked. Sorry, James.
Number 4, Deborah learns Dexter's truth. During a widely disliked plotline, Deborah's therapist convinces her she's in love with her adoptive brother Dexter.
He actually said, I love you. Wow.
It's big, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he understood that I'm in love with him, but still he said the actual words for the first time.
Meanwhile, Dexter tracks down Travis Marshall, the Doomsday Killer, and takes him to the church that operated as his hideout.
You are a shining example of how putrid man has become. I am a father, a son, a serial killer.
Having been told by Dexter that he was running forensics at the church, Deborah arrives to tell him her feelings, only to witness Travis's demise. The episode's focus was mainly on Dexter's hunt for Travis and Deborah's arc, both of which are instantly shut down in this scene.
And if there's a purpose to my darkness, maybe it's to bring some balance to the world.
With mere moments left before the end of the season, we're left with the reality that Dexter has finally been caught. Significantly, it's one of the few times that Dexter expresses pure terror, as Deborah sees who he really is.
Oh God.
Number 3, the ice truck killer's identity. The ice truck killer has the drop on Dexter the whole time and looks to recruit him.
Merry Christmas, Miami.
In the penultimate episode of the first season, Deborah's boyfriend Rudy proposes to her, which she happily accepts.
Oh my God. Hold on, wait.
Well, you're sort of forcing my hand here. I wanted to wait until we were out in the water, but here it goes.
It's here when Rudy suddenly changes his attitude, going from a nice person into someone filled with malicious intent. Rudy reveals he only got close to Deborah because of her status as Dexter's adoptive sister, and captures her.
You're a cop. I think a real cop would at least have a sense that she was the presence of the person that she was hunting.
In an even bigger shocker, he confesses to being Dexter's biological brother Brian, and sees his identity as the ice truck killer as a compliment to Dexter's own killing nature.
You remember now?
Pliny.
You always had trouble saying Brian.
I have a brother.
A real brother.
This revelation brings all the plot points of the season together, with an outwardly harmless man becoming the main villain. Number 2, Deborah kills LaGuerta. LaGuerta deduces Dexter as the Bay Harbor butcher and arrests him.
It might be best if you take Harrison to another room.
Because?
But I'm placing you under arrest for the murder of Hector Estrada.
Although Dexter manages to wriggle out, he realizes she will never stop pursuing him or Deborah, and decides to kill her.
I'll use Estrada's gun to shoot LaGuerta, so it'll look like they killed each other. Yes. Dexter. Where will this end?
Luring her into the kill room for another victim, Dexter successfully ambushes LaGuerta, but is interrupted by Deborah, who tries to convince him otherwise. Deborah is faced with the impossible choice of killing her brother or protecting him, and chooses the latter.
It's okay. Do what you gotta do.
This results in Deborah killing LaGuerta, something that absolutely shatters her. In a truly overwhelming moment, we watch as Deborah mourns her act of murder, with even Dexter feeling remorse. It signifies how far Dexter has gotten, clearly coming across as the true villain of the series.
So when we break those rules, we risk losing ourselves and becoming something unknown. Who is Deb now? Who am I? Is this a new beginning?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Rita's Death. In the 4th season finale, Dexter finally captures Arthur, the Trinity Killer.
Hello, Arthur Mitchell.
He even contemplates leaving his dark passenger behind for his family, but comes home to find his world upside down.
Hey, sweetie. I'm a dope. was in such a rush to get Harrison organized, I forgot my ID for the plane. So I'm zooming home for it. Means we'll be on a later puddle jumper, but we'll still be there waiting for you.
It's revealed that Arthur had tracked Dexter's home and caught Rita, who becomes the final tragic victim of the Trinity killer.
I accept nothing. Nothing is inevitable. It's already over.
Dexter ultimately loses when he should have won, as Arthur gets the last evil laugh from beyond the grave. The moment breaks the foundation of Dexter, as Rita's death means nothing will ever be the same. It gives Dexter a painful reality check, with his decision to let Arthur live earlier coming back to haunt him.
Child with a big knife.
You dream of a heaven you'll never see.
I don't believe in heaven.
Oh, but you do.
Rita's demise also represents the loss of innocence, as her son is left to weep in her blood.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.